So in the last video, I stopped at issue number 24 because the video was getting too long, so I decided to split out issues 25 to 29. And as noted in previous video, these issues are coming from real owners and have reported to the NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in the United States. This is the fourth video of the series of videos talking about owners reporting issues regarding the 2022 to 2024 Lexus NX models. And if you haven't watched those other videos, I will post them in the description below and create a card at this point of the video to allow you to watch these videos. Hey, it's LSFD here today, and today I'm here to look at issue 25 to 29. This is 5 additional issues to the ones previously talked about in the previous 3 videos. And without further ado, let's get to it. So issue number 25, and I think this one I've seen a lot of people complain about, so I don't think this is the first one, and I think if you have this problem, leave in the comments below because I definitely think that this is a problem I've seen with a lot of people. And the funny thing is, some people have this issue, some people don't. Alright, so this is with a 2024 Lexus NX 250. And it's reported on January 20th, 2024, so it's actually not long ago. It's a 2T, which means it's assembled in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And if you read the description, it says, the latch to the fuel door does not unlatch or open. I could not access the fuel door to refuel despite multiple attempts at unlatching. When I called Lexus support, they advised me to pry the door open using my fingernails, while someone else pressing the button to unlatch the fuel door. After multiple attempts, I was able to open the fuel door. I was at risk of running out of fuel and be stranded on the highway. The dealer is in the process of ordering a replacement part. This is a brand new 2024 making model, and this is a serious fault that needs to be remedied. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed with Lexus on this because 2022 NX, we've actually seen this problem already. 2023, they did not resolve it. 2024, out of the assembly line, we are still seeing this problem. So what is the problem really? I've heard people saying that they're adding like a felt line or like a sponge at the door will help push it out, but I don't know really. Why do they need to replace it if it doesn't work at first? Replace it at the factory. I even talked about this issue in the winter tips video that I made last winter, 2023 winter. So I don't know what's wrong. It seems like they should be aware of this issue because a lot of people have been asking to get this gas door fuel door replaced. And reality is, I don't have this issue. Like everything seems fine with mine, but I've actually gone through showing how to actually get it manually released. So I don't know why Lexus support didn't tell them to go to the trunk and actually open up this flap and actually pull the release. That would actually be easier than having someone press onto the button and someone trying to pry it open with their fingernails. Like I personally don't have much fingernails. I cut them very short. So how can I even pry them out? So you can see here, there's actually an opening here. You can actually pull a flap inside and then the door will open. Yes, it's not convenient, but something you need to be aware of if this does happen to you. Well, one thing is, I'm hoping that the so-called Toyota continuous improvement would have improved this, making sure that this does not happen. But it seems like 2024, it still happens. So you can see here in the video, there's that latch to open the fuel door. All right, so this is a common problem, and do leave in the comments below if you actually have this problem or had this problem, and if the part was replaced, did it solve the problem, period? And if it did, great. But if it didn't, Does that mean there's something wrong with the part? For me, I'm lucky. This has not been a problem for me. And I only recharge or fill up my gas tank once every 3 months. So it's not that frequent that I pull that button or press that button to release the door. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks. Or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon. And or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. So issue number 26, coming from Westminster, Colorado, and it's November 29th, 2023. Another 2024 Lexus NX 250. I'm not too sure if it's going to be a 250 because it seems like they've bundled everything in one category here. So they're saying the Lexus is equipped with a large screen which displays GPS and other apps. The car has been programmed with a pop-up advertisement which states Experience Drive Connect. That is an additional paid subscription which I do not want. I can reach over to touch an icon that removes the pop-up which only pops up again in a shorter time later. According to Stevenson, Lexus, and Lexus for help site, there's nothing that they can do to remove that pop-up. Here is a safety issue. My attention to driving has been compromised by having a look at the screen to remove the pop-up which only pops up a short time later. This is unnecessary advertisement is simply not wanted. This is definitely something that I have not seen because I do have Drive Connect and it's trial for 3 years. So I'm right now approaching to the end of my second year. So one more year that I'll still have navigation, and after that they will charge me like $20 Canadian per month to get Drive Connect. So I probably would decide not to use it and just really continue to use my CarPlay or Android Auto for my navigation. So I don't know if I'm seeing like it's a pop-up or what it is. Anybody who actually has an experience with this, probably they should just take it away, because even right now, some new cars, they're not offering a trial for Drive Connect, which is quite interesting. So hopefully that this whole thing will change, and definitely, yes, some people really need to disable those pop-ups so that they don't see it in their face, right? I understand it, and it could be a driving hazard for sure. So for the owners who don't have Drive Connect, do you get that pop-up? Or is it because like this person actually got a large screen which probably does have the trial and it's popping up telling you to activate it? I really don't know, because I've driven cars that the dealer gives me when my car is in the shop and there is no Drive Connect as well, but I don't get a pop-up. I only get a screen saying that Drive Connect and then you can press a button to subscribe, but it never popped anything up. So anybody else who've seen this pop up, let me know in the comments below. Alright, the next issue here is related to key fobs. So I think a lot of people have been complaining about getting only one key fob when they got their car. And I think the story was there is a chip shortage. And there's a shortage of the chips that's used in those key fobs. And at first, I've also reported about this. It's either half of the people get their cars with 2 key fobs, or everybody gets their car earlier and have 1 key fob. I think some people will be fine with 1 key fob because they share the key fob and there's only one person driving. There are some who have families who actually require the two key fobs. Some vehicles have two key fobs and a key card, wallet card, and also the digital key from the phone, right? So let's look at this one here. November 5th, 2023. So it's a bit further back. And this is Mountjoy, PA. I think it's Pennsylvania. So another 2T, so which means Cambridge made Lexus NX, and it's 2024 NX again. So when I bought the car, it only came with one key fob. According to Lexus, all the models of NX come with one key fob due to the chip shortage. We will get another key fob within 6 months. They have an app to use your cell phone to start-stop the vehicle that does not work properly. My wife and I are XXX, so that's redact, and use our cell phones very little. My brother lives where there is no cell service at all. So what are we supposed to do if my wife is 2 hours away with the vehicle and her cell phone dies? This is very poor service from Lexus. If the government would make them stop importing the NX vehicles until they have a chip issue worked out, it would be a big step in the right direction. What happens when someone is stranded somewhere and cannot unlock or start their vehicle because there is no key fob? They do not tell you anything about the key fob until after you have paid for the vehicle. How many thousands of customers are they doing this to? So first things first, I think the issue is with the dealership and with the sales associate, because Lexus has actually announced that they're only giving one key fob for quite some time. But unfortunately, the sales associate, they really want to get the deal done. And the dealership probably has instructed not to do it. I really don't know. But I guess if they're transparent, they will tell you that there's only one key fob and you'll get the next key fob in 6 months. I think this problem is starting to be a non-issue anymore. I know that some people have been getting their key fobs much earlier now. They didn't have to wait 6 months. And I think they're playing catch up. And I guess by mid this year, everybody would have gotten their two key fobs. I think what Lexus was trying to do was to allocate only one chip for the key fob and keep the chips for other features within the car, because other manufacturers actually went and took out features like heated seats or other features that would actually require a lot more work to retrofit back into the car, and instead of just saying that here's your second key fob. But it actually burns them, right? If you can give them two key fobs, some people would be happy, but if you only get one, they will not be happy about it because they really need the two key fobs. So I'm one of the lucky ones. When I bought my car, I actually got the two key fobs and also my key card as well. So again, different times, different issues. So at this point, I know that a lot of people have been getting their key fobs. I don't know if anybody else who actually still haven't gotten their second key fob. If you haven't gotten it, leave in the comments below. Let me know that it's still happening. But at this point, I think newer cars are starting to get key fobs very soon, or right after like a month or two at most. And really, would you prefer to not have heated seats or a feature within the car and have the second key fob? And to be worried about your phone dying and not having any juice, I think there's another problem to solve there is power banks. I think you can get a power bank to actually be able to help keep your battery charged. And another problem that I would say is I'm going to complain to smartphone owners, like smartphone makers, how come my smartphone cannot last more than a day? This was to allow Lexus to send the cars to you earlier, but then it really hurts them because people expect that two key fobs do come. Maybe they could have done something different. Maybe they can actually say you'll have one key fob, but if you want the second one, if you give enough information why you need the second one, maybe they can do an exception. I really don't know, but I know as humans, if there's an exception, everybody will take advantage of the exception. This is definitely something that is unfortunate, but I think we are at times where this issue will be behind us. So issue number 28. This one is a 2024 also, and it's reported November 4th, 2023. Doesn't tell which location, but again, 2T2, meaning Cambridge, Canada built. And the summary is actually very short. It's only 6 characters, like 6 words. Driver door suddenly opens while driving. All right, so I've actually seen a few people reporting this. So out of the people in the forums and in Facebook and all those groups, I've actually seen a few people complaining about the door opening while you're driving. And some of that is that the door didn't fully open. It's just that it popped open, and then the message actually on the screen actually shows that the door is opened, and it starts to beep and telling you that close it, close it, close it. And it's not just the driver door, it's also the passenger doors or the rear doors as well. So when I picked up my NX, the first thing I've noticed is I needed to actually slam the door a lot harder than the previous generation. It took time to actually get used to it, but now I've been driving it for almost 2 years. I don't see this as a problem. Like, I've been actually getting used to slamming the door, and it gets shut, no problems at all. And it seems like once you close it and open it more, it seems to be better. I don't know, because I've actually had other people sitting in my car and they close the door, and it seems like it is easier to close now than when I got it originally. So I think one thing for this piece is slam the door. Just put enough power, put that swing, and slam the door. I know that there's probably a gap between the sensor and the digital locks, because it feels like you can close it to a point where the sensor says the door is closed, but there's a gap, which means it's not fully closed. And if wind actually gets into the door, it actually pops it open even further, and it really scares the freak out of you. Because while driving on the highway and then the airflow goes in and it pushes the door open, definitely a problem. One thing I would say is do go to your dealership and have a look at the door locks, making sure everything is working as expected, because it could be a faulty part as well. Because it's not like everybody's complained about this. There has been a handful of drivers and owners who've actually complained that their door suddenly opened. Someone actually even said that they put their knee against the door and it pushed it open. And again, I think it's the same problem where the door has not been fully shut and the sensors are saying that it's shut, but it's not fully shut. Unfortunate, but do look into it. When you do pick up your NX, close the doors, make sure that they are working as how you feel it should be, because you may need to slam it harder, and it may be different from your previous car as well. All right, issue number 29. This is the last one, and this is September 24th, 2023, Elmhurst, New York, JTJ, which means Made in Japan NX. So this is a brand new car, and I was driving on the highway on a Sunday weekend, and they say September 24th, while it was raining outside. All of a sudden, I start hearing noise from outside as if my windows were open. Then yellow triangle showed up on my heads-up display and on my dash screen. It asked me to shift to park mode. Minutes later, dash shows that my driver's side door was open. There was no shoulder to park at that time while I was driving on the highway, so I stopped at the right side of the door, shift to park, opened the door, and closed it, and then the warning sound and the signal finally went away. I think it was the raindrop that was activated the electric door release on a rainy day during this time. I heard wind noise, wind coming into the car, and warning alarm from the car safety system. Alright, so I think number 28 and 29 are actually very similar issues. The door was not shut enough, but just enough for the sensor to not detect that the door is open, So I don't know if it's something that they need to tweak the calibration of the sensor or what it really is. So I'm hoping that this owner has figured out that they needed to press more on the door or they needed to close the door harder. I think it's the same situation where the door was just closed enough and not enough for it to completely lock the door or hold the door tight, and it, with the wind on the highway, it actually pushed it open. Glad that he figured out and was able to stop and be able to open the door and close it shut again, but definitely it's a scary situation. Anybody else who've actually had the situation with their NX? And what did you do to solve the problem? Did you go to the dealership and actually get the locks checked out, or did you actually just start to slam the door more? Let me know in the comments below if this did happen to you, because luckily I have not seen this myself, and it will actually be freaky if it was actually not the door that I'm sitting in, because I typically would open the back door, put something in the back seat, close the door. If I don't close that door hard enough and I go to the driver's seat, start driving on the highway, and then the back door starts giving me a warning that the door is opened, that's going to be a problem, right? So definitely have a look at your car when you do pick up your car. Make sure, open it, slam it, make sure you have the right weight, how much you actually slam the door to make sure that it is locked. So we have now gone through issues 25 to 29. What do you think about these issues? Do you think they are enough to sway you away from buying an NX? I think from the frozen door handles and the gas door not opening, these are something that Lexus can quickly address at the assembly line. And if these door handles are problems, we would see them on the RX and TX as well. I'll be researching the RX and TX to see if this is an issue, but at this point I don't think I've seen any. I hope that you enjoy the video series of NX issues, and if you want to see more in the future, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to collect more reports and create a video when it's the right time. Also, do you want to see videos on other Lexus or Toyota models? Do provide your suggestions in the comments below, and I will work on these models as well. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.